It's time for episode 2 of the best team in Madden. We've now fully played a week in league, have a better idea of some stuff. We might even cover abilities really in depth this week because some of them are that way, but if we get a patch, then obviously things are going to change. But the best team in Madden, episode 2. If you're looking to build the best team in Madden, make sure you head over to MMOEXP.com to avoid the packs and save some racks. Use code CC for 5% off. Link is in the description below. Fastest coins, cheapest coins. Use code CC. We'll see you guys on the sticks. 5% off. Be great. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here and it is the best team in Madden. As always, please make sure you are subscribed if you're new to the channel. And our goal for the video is 1,000 likes. Now, what is the best team in Madden? It's not necessarily the absolute best team in Madden. Honestly, it's where we try out cards, we try out abilities, we try out chemistries, we try to figure out what is the best, right? And sometimes we have the best everywhere, and sometimes we're learning what the best everywhere is. Now, really early on, obviously there's not a ton of cards, so it's easy just to say, oh, I'll just get the best card or the highest rated card, but that's not always the case. So let's talk, let's see, let's figure this out. When we talk about offensive line today, we all know offensive line doesn't really feel to matter. Does it? Does it feel like it matters? They all hold up pretty well regardless, and we have close to the best. Now, we obviously could power up Nelson, Martin, and Ramczyk, and I've told you guys before, the reason I wouldn't power those guys up is A, it's expensive, and B, it's not going to be that much of a difference. Okay, I'll be patient and wait, because a lot of other cards, once you start to power them up or straight out of the box, they actually just get abilities. Basically, it's just don't get abilities. So it's a little disappointing. Maybe having like an edge protector on Ramczyk would be fine. The 84 Brian Blue Loggett is kind of nice there. Bruce Matthews, I guess he was okay. With post up, I guess he was fine. Tyron, we didn't use anything on him. He didn't really get beat. Edge threat doesn't really work, so why bother, I guess. Tight ends, I don't have Kittle, right, because I'm not level 50. You guys see that. But otherwise, Howard and Pitts are absolutely amazing. I think Kyle Pitts, this card plays so good, and that the most underrated thing about him is a lot of people throw corner routes with their tight ends. Kyle Pitts is the king of getting his feet in bounds, the toe tap. Okay, a lot of these other guys, someone will talk about Tyreek Hill getting his feet in bounds. That's not a thing. Kyle Pitts, it's almost every single time. Hopefully you guys have his Nat card and you don't have to go buy his other card, but that means that hopefully whenever he gets an upgrade, because he obviously will, you guys can start snagging that card and using that one. Now the big position here is quarterback. We did inside Deadeye and pass lead elite on Johnny U, not Daniel Jones, not Josh Allen. Why did I rock with Johnny Unitas for a weekend league? Well, it was to see if is he really that bad. He didn't really miss any passes for me at all. The only thing I would say about him is he's slower than Daniel Jones. That's about it. I mean, his speeds, he still was able to scramble and get away at times. The extra speed would have been really helpful for sure. I don't know if we're going to keep rocking him. Hopefully we get a new quarterback. But that's the case. Larry Zonka, we did pick up the limited here. Again, when we get limiteds and they get pretty cheap, I'm going to pick them up. I use them as rentals for the most part. These cards, they weren't like 270, 300K, but I have no problem using these cards for a little bit. Especially a fullback like this, people like to kick to the fullback. He breaks tackles, he does stuff, he's all right. I mean, if you're a fullback guy, Larry's the guy. Now let's talk about running back. All right, I was so pro LaDainian Tomlinson for a while. I would have said he was my favorite card, but that Saquon, it feels better. Played against Saquon, I think we're gonna get Saquon. I like having Mostert and Henry there, but I think we're going to get Saquon. We're going to work on our depth at running back here for sure. Tomlinson's still good. Right? Tomlinson is still good, but I feel like Saquon is just a little bit better. Honestly, to me, I feel like he's just better. Then receivers, I think Brandon Marshall is absolutely amazing. We tried The honorary lineman on him and short and elite. Now, short and elite was very helpful. Honorary lineman is where they're supposed to impact block on defensive backs. I saw that very little. Okay, not a lot. He held his block well, but not impact blocking to where we think of like what Nasty Streak or something was. I did not notice that. I'm obviously waiting and trying to get Hester at level 45. We're so close, which means we'll get there for next weekend. But otherwise, like, Tyreek Hill is fine. Chase is obviously fast. We all know about those cards. But Hester and Marshall are clearly the best. I think Chase is still a necessity out there. There's definitely times where playing against a team maybe who didn't have like a fully powered up team, they only had like the 89 Marlon Humphrey or something, they would man up on them. It would still smoke them deep, right? So all in all, I still think we need more cards, more depth. Let's talk about defense here. I ran a ton of acrobats. And I'm going to talk about defensive abilities again in depth this week probably. We did not pick up Minka yet. I really like the way Morrig was playing, and because we picked up Buddha, but I think I'm gonna get Minka. I think Minka is just gonna make the team just a little bit better. I kind of wish I did pick him up in time. I didn't want to add him now without using him, right? I think that would be kind of false. That's just the way it is. Like, I played Weekend League without him for whatever reason. I could have picked him up for the video to have him in there, but then I would be lying to you guys. So Morrig, Reed, Ramsey, and Revis all with Acrobat. I think that's super, super important. Additionally, we had Ware rushing the passer. Parsons and JOK actually played our middle linebackers. We got TJ Watt as sort of a guy there. But Ed Reed, really good. Obviously, I still think he is really, really good. Buddha Baker, I used a ton in like as a sub linebacker role. Maybe someone cover 2, put him in a deep third. Fast card, gets to the ball, but I will say this. He probably needs Acrobat too. I feel like if he had Acrobat on him, we win 1 or 2 more games, potentially. Not a guarantee, but potentially. Also, I still really like the way Jalen Ramsey plays. I really like the way Revis plays. Revis definitely led my team in interceptions for the weekend. I don't know why or how. Maybe people just thrown at him. It is what it is. But we did that. But again, then we tried Strahan here as well. Now I had to switch my lineup part way through. Once Warren Sapp came out, we switched it up. Okay. So we put Sapp on the outside with Ware, and I put Strahan in the middle. All right. And we benched Aaron Donald. Technically, I was rushing 3. And I'll say this, Sapp played well. But the best pass rusher for me still is DeMarcus Ware. Whatever it is, the speed, size combination, I don't know. Ware seems to get there. Otherwise, Donald was one of my favorites. And we played unabilited with Donald. So that's why I was going to play unabilited with Sapp in the same position and see how they did. Again, all the cards are fine for sure. You don't need a power up Warren Sapp. Like I said, we bought the limited. Hey, we bought the limited. But I wouldn't power that card up. If you got the 90, I would just leave it the way it is. There's not much craziness to it. Like, we can look at them here. Sapp's a good card. Obviously, you know, the block shitting, power move, finesse move on this card. Super high. The fact that him and Joseph are almost the same rating is kind of crazy, right? But Sapp played well. I want to see more with Sapp. Obviously, with the way that block shitting and pass rush is basically non-existent. When I say they play well, I mean they'd get a sack every other game, sort of thing. Organic pressure, right? Not as a free blitzer or anything like that, because that doesn't really count. You would like to see more of that. Alexander did a little bit for me, not much out there. Micah Parsons, when I had to use him as a linebacker, super solid card. I know not a lot of people have this card because he is expensive, but 88 speed out here for us is kind of nice. But you do kind of have to you got to use room because that man has his 0 stats on his own. He stands there with his interesting, right? Very interesting. Special teams, here is what we rocked here. I should actually move Tyreek Hill from there. Our specialist right here again, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry with like a bulldozer feels good. Derrick Henry without bulldozer, I didn't feel him a ton. Call me crazy, I didn't feel him a ton. Otherwise, like I said, we use Buddha at the sub linebacker, and then Simmons. If we get Minka, then obviously Simmons won't be on our team anymore, which again is totally fine. Defensively, offensively, Raiders 4-6. Our strategy cards here. Again, offensively, I felt absolutely great all weekend long. I felt better more and more as I played. And honestly, defensively, I felt really, really good too. The problem is, well, you guys have played the game. Defense can be very difficult right now. So I'm not going to like go too far one way or the other on my thoughts about how my defense was, because I felt like I played some really good, really good players this weekend. And we locked up some really good players. And then I played some people that, in my opinion, I probably should beat, and didn't, you know? That's weekend league. We did have our Xbox shut off one game, so we should have got to 17 wins. Out of our actual 8 legitimate losses, I know there are 3 by double digits. One of them to someone who I thought was really good. One of the most difficult players I played this year, maybe the most difficult. And then on the other ones, they were super close games. I went for 2, scoring at the end instead of trying to go to overtime. One game I was in overtime, I got to the 1, and for some reason I tried to fullback dive instead of just running the plays that I know I can get a yard out of. So just some mental mistakes out there for me, but hey, it is what it is. We played phenomenal. The record won't show that, but I bet that's the same for absolutely every one of us. I look forward to a patch. I look forward to anything else. If we don't get a patch, hey, I'm going to try to shore up some of these holes. I saw some stuff I did this weekend with the players that we have that I think I can change up just a little bit. So either way, this is the best team in men. Anyone you guys used this weekend you thought was absolutely great, let me know down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Be great. I'm out. Peace.